Hey everyone, ignore the background noise. I've got some laundry going on. But I wanted to share a real quick tip I found. I'm working on this project and I have a Zoom mic or something. It's not very good and I lost the windscreen or the pop filter for it a long time ago. So I've always been dealing with P's and pops. As you can find some other videos on YouTube, but I had been doing the thing that a lot of them recommend, which is you go in and take it into Audition or something, and then you try to like remove it or do the like lower it or something, and it always has mixed results. And then I think the other thing was people were talking about was an FFT filter, and there's a way to like adjust that. I think the FFT filter is kind of doing the same thing that I talked about, or I'm going to talk about here. But the simple trick, I can't believe I figured this out earlier, is, well, the reason why you get a pop is because, as one guy explained it, you have regular up and down things on your spectrum, but then when the air from your P goes over the mic, it creates a distortion, basically, in the mic, and it has rumbles, and it's also loud, too, because it's a pop of air. And then that gives you these dramatic spikes that are kind of irregular versus everything that's very spaced out. So the way I found to fix this, though, is that since it is a lower frequency typically, you can just use a high-pass filter. And again, I can't believe I didn't figure this out earlier. I've been like working on this whole thing, and I've had so many pops, I'm just like, I'm finally going to throw down and buy a good mic like I should. But yeah, so all you have to do is put a high-pass filter, and so here's what it sounds like with it turned off.
And one of the final points I'd like to make.
So that's pretty obvious, even the peaks. So it's pretty nasty. But what you do with a high-pass filter is all this does is it just keeps the higher frequencies and kills lower frequencies. Even with a deeper voice like mine, it does a pretty good job of isolating out just the P. So if we take it down, I think I was at something like 150.
And one of the final points I'd like to make.
Okay, and so then you can keep lowering it, because if you go, so if I go 20, you'll hear the difference here.
The final points I'd like.
So this is lower frequency. And then if we did something crazy, ridiculous, like 2,000, it sounds like this.
Final points I'd like.
Yeah, so it sounds like a telephone or something. So if we go, like, what was it, 120 maybe?
The final points I'd like to make. And one of the final points I'd like to make. And one of the final points I'd like to make. And one of the final points I'd like to make. And one of the final points I'd like to make.
Yeah, that does wonders. I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't figure that out sooner. So hopefully this is of use to some of you trying to figure out how to do this. Thanks for watching. Bye.